great extent, the personality of the African American today has been shaped by our desires to escape the memory of the slave experience, to deny its existence. We don't want to talk about it. We don't want to come in terms with it. We don't want to re-experience it psychologically. We don't want to know about it. And therefore our lives becomes defined by eternal escape and avoidance of reality and of history and of a knowledge of who we are and how we came to be who and what we are. And consequently, we cannot act upon the reality of our history, and we guide our behavior and define ourselves in terms of a fantasy as history and a misinterpretation of reality. This is what it is. Yes. How did we get this religion we talked about earlier? I talk about Star Trek, and we talk about the time warp that Star Trek depicts quite frequently, of how people move from one state of consciousness and one world and are suddenly flipped into a new world. They go through a warp, and suddenly, all of a sudden, everything that they used to use to guide themselves no longer counts. The language that they used to speak can no longer be understood in the new world. The values that they used to guide their behavior are no longer workable. In fact, it gets them into trouble. The gods, the culture, the nature of the social relations, and all of the things that they used prior to meeting the warp no longer suffice. Now they must learn new values and new behaviors and new orientations in order to adapt themselves to the new universe that they live in. We are in that kind of position today. Think about the African in the world the African lived in prior to being brought across the oceans. Think about the gods we praised. Think about the organization of our society. Think about the languages that we spoke, the food that we ate, the dress that we wore, the music, the songs, the dance, and all of those things that defined us as African people. And think how horrendous it must have been for us to be thrown into this world where there was a whole new language, a whole new social hierarchy, a whole new set of authorities, people pushing you around who you don't understand, people who are putting strange tools in your hands, people who are trying to get you to relate to them and to relate to each other in a very different kind of way from what you're used to relating to. Think about the stress and the confusion, and think about the abuse. Think about the horror of that situation our parents and great-grandparents were put in. And there was somebody that said then, if you pray to this God, if you talk this way, if you dress this way, if you relate this way, you'll get a greater sense of security. Your anxiety will be reduced. You will feel good, and you'll be able to withstand the pain of your existence. And the God then that I'm going to hand you is one that I have created for you. And a theology that comes with it is one that I have created so that you will continue to serve me as you continue to serve it. And we come to believe in the veracity of that God and that religion. Why? Because we feel so secure when we follow it. And we feel so relieved when we follow it. And yet we wonder why, despite all of our prayers, despite all of our devotion, we still suffer the way we do. I often ask the question, why is it that the people who prayed the most have the most of their children in the jails of America today?
Hey bro, we not from Africa.
We from right here.
We from right here.
You from America? Who land is this?
Ours.
It's y'all land?
Ours.
Tell them it's y'all land. Who they stole it from?
That's a cop right there.
Us.
You, nigga.
Tell them.
They
Yeah.
stole it from us.
Yeah, talk y'all shit.
But look, I just want y'all to know, have a good day, and I'm a good kid.
Stay
Okay.
positive. Meditate. Always.
Ooh, he's focused. He's focused, yeah.
see in the video these damn pretendian Atlanteans. Pretendians, now they are Atlanteans. Because first you said you came from Egypt, which is here in America. The whole land of America was Egypt. Remember that? Not that which they carved out and called the Middle East. Right? Like we always said, where's the Middle West? Where's the Middle South? Where's the Middle North at? Since we got the Middle East. I'm dealing with the Suez Canal and how they literally, right, numerically carved Africa out of, carved Egypt out of Africa to make it appear less larger, let alone a Mercator, right, map, and then dealing with the actual map that's a little better, which is the Peters projection. Ain't that something? But when the fuck did y'all become Atlanteans? I thought y'all ass was Egyptians. Like, this argument is going way, this shit is getting out of hand. And then you want to use your Rubas, basically their language, West African verbiage, rhetoric, which is Ashe, right? ASEACHEAHSHEE. When did you, how do you keep doing that? Did you tell them that this is a war bonnet? And that this come from Egypt? Africa, the best crown of the god BES. Did you tell them that those bells around the world were called best bells? You want them to stroke your ego so motherfucking bad that you allow them to go without what we call world history knowledge. You're just gonna let them go and just let them, and you're gonna say, man, you know that ain't what they, but you don't want to get into it with them, huh? You're just gonna let them go along, right? Tell the police, fuck you. And you know we got megalithic structured targets on our goddamn backs. And they children. Them are children. Those are damn children, bro. You proud of that shit? The very term that you, this how you know y'all pieces of shit. We gonna unroll the motherfucking corn. Cause you motherfuckers is out of order. Everything you do is for $1. It's for a like, a bean, a diamond, or whatever else you get paid on this motherfucker. But you are weak. You about this big. I'm gonna keep that 1,000.